prepare yourself for a journey deep into the darkness of the mind. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 20 psychological thrillers. For this list, we're taking a look at the most intense, dramatic, and emotionally draining films in the psychological thriller genre. These films could also deal with characters suffering from severe mental trauma or illness. Considering that we might be getting into the roots of why these films are so troubling, a spoiler alert is in order. Number 20, Shutter Island.
You've been here for 2 years, a patient of this institution.
Okay, so we're not gonna pretend that the twist ending of Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island wasn't a bit predictable, but the journey was certainly tense and stylish enough to make it all worthwhile. Based on a 2003 novel by Dennis Lehane, the film centers on a US Marshal attempting to unravel a mystery, although it may be his sanity that's really unraveling.
I could get into trouble.
The premise of a mysterious remote mental hospital dealing with a missing patient is perfectly suited for the disturbing characters and thrilling twists we'd expect from the genre, making for a satisfying entry to Scorsese's filmography.
He's created something really unique here.
Number 19, The Machinist.
I know who you are.
Christian Bale earned notable praise and awards for his portrayal of a troubled industrial worker whose sleep deprivation and resulting rapid weight loss results in hallucinations, paranoia, and near insanity.
Is someone chasing you?
Not yet. But they will when they find out who I am.
It's startling how dramatic Bale's physical form changes almost before our eyes in The Machinist due to the actor's frightening commitment to the role.
Hey, perfect fit.
Bale's character, Trevor Resnick, eventually takes on the appearance of a walking corpse, developing sores and lesions on his body, in addition to the emaciation.
You okay?
Don't I look okay?
If you were any thinner, you wouldn't exist.
The Machinist may not know if he's awake or asleep, but the audience is certain of how uncomfortable and creepy this film truly is.
You know so little about me. What if I turn into a werewolf or something?
Number 18, Don't Look Now. This film isn't a violent or exploitative affair, but rather one that explores themes of grief, loss, and regret in a disturbing fashion.
Christine is dead. She is dead. Dead, 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 dead.
Don't Look Now was released in 1973, but continues to win fans today, thanks to the film's atmosphere and a one-of-a-kind shock ending.
It's okay. It's okay. I have a friend. I won't hurt you.
The film stars Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie as a married couple who are inconsolable after losing their daughter who drowns. This drives home the guilt they feel as a direct cause in her death, while director Nicholas Roeg utilizes sharp editing techniques, color, and music in a way that feels both disorienting and dreamlike to the viewer. Finally, the out-of-nowhere ending delivers that sharp final shock that audiences will never forget.
Wait.
Number 17, Jacob's Ladder. Personal loss, post-traumatic stress, and dissociative disorder all afflict the troubled lead character of director Adrian Lyne's disturbing film, played with tragic conviction by Tim Robbins.
How'd it happen? No one really knows. They say it blew up.
The titular Jacob seems to have developed multiple personalities after suffering the loss of his child, not to mention the after effects of serving in the Vietnam War, and goes through much of the movie wondering exactly what is real and what isn't, as all of his neuroses reach a boiling point.
Dream on.
God, no.
It's a film that remains thought-provoking and frightening to this day.
Get me out of here.
Number 16, Joker.
Arthur?
Arthur.
My name's Arthur.
Oh, okay. Well, there's something special about you, Arthur, I could tell.
Martin Scorsese is without a doubt a master of the psychological thriller, and his influence can be found in every crevice of Joker, channeling Taxi Driver and the King of Comedy.
How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts.
Director Todd Phillips used the film to explore heavy topics like gun violence, lower class struggles, and mental health through the eyes of an iconic villain. The result was a captivating character study, as well as a harrowing reflection of our world.
What do you get
I don't think so.
when you cross
I think
a
we're
mentally
done
ill
with you,
loner
Joe.
with
That's
a
it.
society that abandons him and treats him like trash?
In a career highlight performance, Joaquin Phoenix molds Arthur Fleck into a chilling menace, with the theatricality of Alex DeLarge, the tragic nature of Norman Bates, and the lasting appeal of his comic book counterpart. Number 15, Donnie Darko.
I can do anything I want. And so can you.
Surprisingly, this cult classic has actually improved with age. Writer-director Richard Kelly's film is full of surreal imagery and dense, some might say obtuse storytelling that nevertheless lends itself to repeated viewings. Moreover, the psychological implications of lead Jake Gyllenhaal's disturbing visions of annihilation make us want to keep watching. In order to try and uncover the reasoning behind all of the bizarre set pieces and cinematography. What's up with the bunny? Is the world actually gonna end? Does Donnie make it out alive? Watch the film and find out for yourself.
Why are you wearing that stupid bunny suit?
Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
Number 14, Crash. In the world of cult cinema, there's messed up, and then there's David Cronenberg messed up. The Canadian-born writer and director carved a career out of creating disturbing, devilish, and downright disgusting examples of what would become known as the body horror genre. Cronenberg's obsession with forcing us to watch his twisted viscera has become well documented. Crash may not be as well known as some of his other titles, but this 1996 effort is an equally bizarre journey into the world of trauma survivors who become sexually aroused by car accidents and their physical aftermath. Extreme does not begin to describe the implications of Crash's sexual deviancy and fetishism versus accidental violence. It simply must be seen to be believed.
Are you hurt?
Number 13, Funny Games.
Wer will höchstens spielen?
Komisches Spiel.
Director Mikhail Haneke is behind both iterations of this thriller, with the original 1997 version of Funny Games seeing an updated version starring Tim Roth and Naomi Watts only a decade later.
He just wants to play.
It's a strange way to play.
Both films follow a family who is tormented by a duo of disturbed young men while on vacation in a remote house by a lake.
Du hörst jetzt auf, oder es geht deiner Mutter schlecht. Ist das klar?
Abuse, humiliation, and violence are only some of the agonies the family suffers through during their ordeal.
Schnell Schober. Ist es gebrochen? Hey, fertig. Benimm dich.
The thugs even break the fourth wall and directly address the audience, manipulating the film's narrative in a manner that parallels our own perverse obsession with violence in the media.
Sie sind doch auf Ihrer Seite, oder? Also, auf wen setzen Sie?
Number 12, Gone Girl. Is it unfair to refer to writer-director David Fincher as one of the masters of the psychological thriller? We don't think so, as evidenced by this excellent entry from the man's filmography, Gone Girl. Fincher didn't write this effort, but instead adapted a screenplay by the author of its source material, Gillian Flynn. Yet Gone Girl still seems very much indebted to Fincher's sense of style.
It's where you keep goodies for Anniversary 5.
So open the door and look alive.
The austerity of the film's cinematography boosts the performances of its A-list cast, which includes Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike, and Neil Patrick Harris, while Gone Girl's classic murder mystery tropes are elevated from an excellent script. Twists, turns, and one truly horrifying death scene make Gone Girl a psychological thriller that will definitely stick with you.
You have to see this.
Number 11, Nightcrawler.
My motto is, if you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket.
What would you do to make a buck? The moral implications of this question and more are asked in Nightcrawler, the feature debut film from writer-director Dan Gilroy. The film hinges upon star Jake Gyllenhaal's deeply committed performance as Louis Bloom, a small-time crook who films nighttime crimes and accidents, selling the stories to local news outlets. Gyllenhaal is captivating in the film, portraying Bloom as hungry and desperate to the point of obsession, and this is reflected in his stark and gaunt visual appearance. Gyllenhaal looks like he hasn't slept in days, with the physical effects of his role directly impacting how we view his character. We know he's an amoral bloodsucker, yet we cannot stop watching him right to the very end.
But remember, I will never ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself.
Number 10, Memento.
I finally found him.
Christopher Nolan's career was only just beginning when he delivered the marvelous, mind-melting experience simply known as Memento.
You can't get scared, but hey, can you get angry?
Yes.
Guy Pearce plays a man who suffers from anterograde amnesia after the murder of his wife.
I have no short-term memory. I know who I am, I know all about myself. Since my injury, I can't make new memories. Everything fades.
Pearce's character Leonard is then forced to permanently tattoo key phrases about his life onto his skin in order to piece together the mystery, while at the same time coming to terms with his innermost secrets.
Look, I'm sorry I don't remember you. It's nothing personal.
I do have information for you.
The film is best enjoyed through multiple viewings, as that way we can get a firmer grasp on Nolan's complex yet satisfying noir-inspired tale of identity.
We all need mirrors to remind ourselves who we are. I'm no different.
Number 9, Mulholland Drive. Speaking of twists and turns, we defy anyone to uncover the mysteries behind Mulholland Drive upon their initial viewing. We've grown accustomed at this point to question reality in almost everything done by writer-director David Lynch. Yet Mulholland Drive just might be one of the man's finest efforts.
So I guess we've saved the best for last.
This is thanks not only to the epic and layered performances from Naomi Watts and Laura Herring, but also the film's near-perfect script. Lynch has always loved to venture below the dark, seedy underbelly of the American dream, and this time sets his sights firmly on the Hollywood fantasy. The results are a stunning and entrancing work, one that hits us psychologically and emotionally in a way few other films have since its release.
Silencio.
Number 8, Rebecca. Rebecca isn't the most well-known film from the master of suspense Alfred Hitchcock, but this Best Picture winner certainly deserves more attention from modern audiences.
I don't know what you mean.
Although it's based on a novel by English author Daphne du Maurier, Rebecca still feels Hitchcockian in its execution, with themes of romantic jealousy, grief, and obsession surrounding its lead, Joan Fontaine and Laurence Olivier. Fontaine plays the second wife of the widowed Olivier, whose first spouse still seems to loom over his entire existence, perhaps to an unhealthy degree.
I knew where Rebecca's body was. Lying on that cabin floor on the bottom of the sea.
How did you know, Max?
Because I put it there.
We're not going to spoil the ending here, but trust us when we say that you will not see it coming. Number 7, Fight Club.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club.
David Fincher returns once again to our list, this time with a film that's very much of its time, while also serving as one of the most popular flicks from the late 90s. Fight Club was based upon the book from Chuck Palahniuk and practically drips with a grimy style and throbbing electro-industrial soundtrack. Fincher's film questions the status quo of 9-to-5 white-collar America, as well as our own feelings of discontent and self-worth.
Everything's far away. Everything's a copy of a copy of a copy.
Fight Club was violent and controversial, yet endlessly quotable and quick-moving, with plenty of memorable moments and one of the most iconic ending sequences of its time. Don't blink and don't believe your eyes, because Fight Club loves to play tricks, right until the very last frame.
Trust me. Everything's gonna be fine.
Number 6, Black Swan.
I came to ask for the part.
Obsession and perfection are just two of the themes which rear their heads here in director Darren Aronofsky's troubling tale of a beautiful but mentally fragile dancer who is determined to be cast in the lead role in Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake.
It's about a girl who gets turned into a swan, and she needs love to break the spell.
Okay.
But her prince falls for the wrong girl, and so she kills herself.
Natalie Portman's portrayal of Nina Sayers is magnetic as we follow her relationships with her sexually aggressive instructor, her emotionally abusive mother, and a devious understudy.
I'm worried about the next act. Just not sure you're feeling up to it.
Aronofsky's combination of gorgeous cinematography, A-list acting, and legitimately cringe-worthy frights make this a psychological thriller for the ages.
Just want to be perfect.
Number 5, Seven.
I'd like to speak to my lawyer, please.
We've covered Fincher's Gone Girl and Fight Club already, but we wouldn't have gotten there without talking about this 1995 masterpiece. This rough and gritty police procedural follows two detectives on the hunt for a deranged serial killer who is using the 7 deadly sins as inspiration for his slayings.
Gluttony,
Greed, sloth, wrath, pride, lust, and envy.
Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman play the rookie and veteran detectives respectively, and both deliver great performances as the corpses begin piling up, thanks to the psychopath's imaginative handiwork.
What the hell? That's just Victor.
Call an ambulance.
Sloth, lust, pride, Seven does not hesitate to reflect humanity's darkest desires back at us, in all of their grim reality.
You know, this isn't gonna have a happy ending.
Number 4, American Psycho.
Do you know what Ed Gein said about women? Ed Gein, maitre d' canal bar? No, serial killer.
Author Bret Easton Ellis published the source material novel for this film back in 1991, detailing the life of a psychopathic businessman and serial killer by the name of Patrick Bateman.
In '87, Huey released this, 4, their most accomplished album.
Christian Bale appears for the second time on our list in the titular role, delivering a performance that earned the actor both critical and commercial praise in what many agree is one of his greatest roles.
I want to stab you to death, then play around with your blood.
The film's murder set pieces are often punctuated by Bateman's appraisal of 80s pop music.
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
While in later scenes, he delivers dialogue so brutal and biting that it somehow makes this violent and satirical movie-watching experience perversely quotable.
My pain is constant and sharp, and I do not hope for a better world for anyone.
Number 3, The Silence of the Lambs.
Closer, please. Closer.
Audiences may have first danced with Brian Cox as the devilish Dr. Hannibal Lecter in 1986 with Michael Mann's masterpiece Manhunter, but it was Anthony Hopkins' portrayal of the brilliant but deranged Lecter that remains in fans' minds.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
Director Jonathan Demme struck gold when he helmed 1991's The Silence of the Lambs, a story of rookie FBI agent Clarice Starling and her search for the disturbed serial killer known as Buffalo Bill.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Yes, you will, precious. You will get the hose.
Cox and Hopkins both play Lecter with the expected level of class and wit, but it's the latter's iconic declaration of his preferred dinner accompaniment that truly gave audiences chills.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Number 2, Vertigo.
Give me your hand!
Alfred Hitchcock was known as the master of suspense, and delivered on this title time and time again with a bevy of cinematic classics. Before Hitchcock graced us with the presence of one Norman Bates in Psycho, however, he first told us the story of John Scotty Ferguson, a San Francisco detective with a crippling fear of heights and a mysterious woman who may not be all she seems.
Only one is a wanderer. Two together are always going somewhere.
In 2012, Vertigo earned the honor of toppling Citizen Kane as the greatest film of all time according to Britain's distinguished Sight and Sound magazine. And with good reason, for this psychological thriller possesses a near-perfect amount of character depth and plot twists to keep audiences guessing right until the very end.
You were the copy. You were the counterfeit, weren't you? Was she dead or alive?
Daddy, throw it in it! Before we unveil the movie that messed with our minds the most, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. Insomnia.
Sjelden vært borti mer utspekulert drapsmann. Planla alt i detalj. Vasket til og med håret hennes.
Det är fel. Och tvinga en mördartyp, det kan mycket väl vara.
The Prestige.
Wait the bloody key! Bloody drowning!
Falling Down.
Rick, have you ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here I am, the customer.
Cape Fear.
Counselor! Is that you? Counselor! Come out, wherever you are.
Misery.
Ooh, I hope I didn't wake you.
No, that's fine.
Look what I got.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Taxi Driver. There are few characters in cinema as tragically damaged as Travis Bickle, the frightening anti-hero in director Martin Scorsese's masterpiece Taxi Driver.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Paul Schrader's dark and creepy script highlights Bickle's crumbling mental state as he delivers long monologues on rainy New York nights about washing away what he views as the scum of the city.
May 10th. Thank God for the rain, which has helped wash away the garbage and the trash off the sidewalks.
The adult theaters of 1970s Times Square serve as the perfect backdrop as Bickle dates a political volunteer, becomes obsessed with an underage prostitute, and eventually cracks under the pressure of his inner demons. Robert De Niro is magnetic during the film's final, ultra-violent climax, while New York almost serves as a character unto itself, underscored by exquisite cinematography and Bernard Herrmann's iconic jazz score. This one deserves all the praise. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.